Hi, welcome to Zigad Review. So, as you might have heard, or maybe you haven't, but that's why this video is here, Twitch removed the blind playthrough tag from their service. I was going to do a video on this yesterday and I was all ready to go, but I hadn't done enough research in order to make the video and to explain my point of view. So, that's what I did today. I went online and did research on what the tag. I did some research on what the community feels like when it comes to Twitch removing the blind playthrough tag. I thought that because Twitch had gone through the lengths of removing the tag, that there was probably a big uproar about this specific tag on their service. That there was probably some sort of uproar with the word blind that I wasn't aware of. I couldn't find that. I couldn't find a history of people clamoring for Twitch to remove the tag blind playthrough. On Reddit, there was different threads about this, and none of the people who themselves are blind who responded to this thread said that it was something that they were bothered by. They actually said that they were bothered more by the fact that Twitch doesn't have accessibility features on their website, more than a tag that's called blind playthrough. The problem with removing something as trivial, it is trivial as blind playthrough, is because then it becomes like a domino effect of things that you cannot say and can say. Some people, there were some tweets saying that they equated that saying blind playthrough to using the word gay as something negative. Like when people used to say, oh, that's so gay. But the difference here is that no one's using the word blind playthrough as a derogatory term, where the example given of calling something gay was a derogatory use of the word gay. It was minimizing something, it was making something small or stupid or something that was, girly. It's not the same. Let's begin with that. So, giving the example of using the word gay as a negative with using the word blind playthrough as a negative has no place. Completely different things, completely different situations. When I did research as well, I looked to try to figure out where the word blind came from and what the meaning of it was, and if it had a derogatory connotation from when it was created. And again, I couldn't find anything that said that it had a negative connotation on it. It comes from Old English, it comes from Germany, actually. And some of the examples that are given on when the word blind was used was, and I'm reading this, so that's why I'm looking down. So it says, meaning place of concealment, especially for a hunter or fowler, is from the 1640s, meaning anything that obstructs sight, is from 1702. It's from a Photo Germanic bland Jan, which I'm sure I am completely destroying, so I'm sorry for that. Source of Old English blinda, Dutch blinden, Old High German blinden, to become blind. The reason I'm going this far is because I want to give some context. I don't want to come off as a person who's just like, oh, they shouldn't be removing those words and blah blah blah. I'm trying to have some context to the conversation, to have some context to this video. This is the reason why I'm giving you all this information. By Twitch removing the tag blind playthrough, they are fixing a problem that doesn't exist, right? Because as I said earlier, the problem that most people who are blind in this case, because that's what I focused my research on, is the accessibility to their website. The fact that they don't have accessibility tools on their site to help people who are, for example, blind. So I feel that Twitch somehow is trying to score points by removing the blind playthrough tag as a PR move in order to score points with a disabled community. instead of actually focusing on fixing their website and making it accessible for the people they claim to be trying to protect. This is one of the examples that somebody says, I find the atrocious accessibility of their app far more offensive than a simple word, but that's just me. I'm not fond of people getting offended on my behalf. This is a blind person. LOL, I forgot about this. Their website is atrocious also, and it's why I never saw Vine's stream live yet. Fix your goddamn website before you start trying to act like you're being inclusive, or you might just end up showing how non-inclusive you are. If you look up threads on Reddit, they're filled with people angry about the fact that Twitch's website isn't accessible to them, not because of the word blind playthrough. So if Twitch is trying to do something good and be more inclusive, as they have said repeatedly on their PR stunt, then they should have fixed their website. And along with fixing their website, removing the blind playthrough tag. That's one. The other thing with nitpicking words when they can be used and when shouldn't be used, it's also a problem because there are many words that have the word blind attached to it. And it's not because necessarily they're referring to someone without sight, but because the word has different meanings and has different meanings on how you use it. Like, for example, we cannot say blind date anymore. So the word blind, so I'm going on a blind date, that's going to be, oh, no, you're being offensive. How about the word blindfold? Hey, you gotta wear a blindfold. Whoa, what did you just say? Blind items when there's news and stuff. I asked someone yesterday, a non-gamer, what do they get by the word, if I was to say blind playthrough, what will they gather from that? And the person responded right away that you've never seen something, or that you've never heard, or that you've never seen the game, or that you've never heard of the game, or that you pretty much you're going to play without any knowledge. Adding things that are offensive just for the fact of making them offensive isn't right either. Because what's going to happen next time? So we're going to remove, so I guess they got to remove the tag run through as well, because people who can walk or run are going to be offended that you're calling something a run through or a walk through. And you know why it's a slippery slope? You want to know why, Twitch? Because the name of their website is Twitch. And there are people who have Twitches who I'm sure will find that word very offensive. So why don't you make an announcement and change the name of your website so people who have Twitches don't feel excluded and feel more included on a website, on an app that has a derogatory name. Because that's the way it's going to go. But of course, you're not going to do that because your brand is Twitch. That's your brand. You've been working on that name for years. You make tons of money using that name. But you're not going to change it. Like, where does it stop? Do you see what I'm going? Like, you start with one thing and then it goes downhill. Yes, if you're using a word to offend someone or to give it an offensive connotation, that is completely different. But again, this wasn't used in that way. The problem is that companies are quick to react nowadays because of social media. Because companies want to have a squeaky clean image so they can sell their products to everyone and everybody can buy the products. They don't like pissing people off, even if there's something to piss people off for. And that's a problem. Things are taken out of context. It's a problem that things are taken to a level where things need to be altered, things need to be removed. Everybody needs to, cuddle everybody, hide all the sharp edges. Because life isn't hiding all the sharp edges. There's a lot of sharp edges in this world. So this video is to say that hopefully companies take the time to assess before reacting. Like, it would have been great to why didn't Twitch do a poll amongst their user base and say, hey, we are thinking of removing this, and people would have been able to give their opinion on the matter. People who are actually blind would have been able to give their opinion on the matter and say if this is something that's important to them or not. But I'm sure Twitch didn't do that because they know that people would have come after them because their website isn't accessible, because their app isn't accessible. What do you think? Do you agree that Twitch did the right thing by removing the tag blind playthrough? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. Thank you very much for watching.